This is the TH66 from Epomaker, and this is the TH80, also from Epomaker. In fact, they're both kind of one and the same, and Epomaker sent me both of them, so I've decided to combine them into one video for your viewing pleasure. So if you are looking for some awesome stock keyboards that give you a nice bit of that Thock that you kids these days are looking for, then you're in the right place. Stick around. This is like my fourth intro take, and they've all just been awkward. I can't just do like a straightforward, stick around for the review. Now to you, Johnny. I just can't do it. It's just not me. The TH80 and TH66 are both some pretty exciting keyboards from Epomaker, both available for pre-order as of this recording. Both are available in pre-built versions, which I have been sent here, or you can buy the bare bones versions for a little bit cheaper so you can pick your own switches and keycaps without giving them the extra money for the stuff you're not going to use. The TH80 is currently $100 for the pre-built board and $66 for the bare bones kit. Then the TH66 is $90 for the pre-built and strangely $70 for the bare bones kit. I don't know why it's more. It also looks like since these have arrived, there's also a special QMK and VIA compatible version of the TH66 only, and that one has a brass plate. That one is only available in a bare bones version for $100. If you opt for a pre-built one of these, you're going to have the option of one of the Gateron Pro switches, which are the newly upgraded versions of Gateron switches. They have different stems, I think longer stem poles to give them a nicer sound, as well as most of them being pre-lubed. I don't think the clicky ones are, but the rest of them, as far as I know, are going to be pre-lubed. The point is, at least the linear switches are pre-lubed and they sound great. I'm going to get into some more details and ins and outs of these boards in a moment, but I will say right now that out of the box, these are some great boards for the price, and I think they're really good if you want to learn more about custom keyboards. And if you like learning, maybe you want to learn about some other things, I think you should take a look at today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for anyone who wants to learn and to hone their craft and explore their passions. Have a specific skill you're trying to learn? Skillshare is the perfect place to start. Anything from video editing to photography and more. They have the classes that will match your goals and interests. There's even a course on YouTube success from the legend himself, MKBHD. Lately, I've been learning a bit on how to grow my Instagram and TikTok presence, so there's tons of stuff like that on top of everything else I've already mentioned. Skillshare is ad-free, so you're able to focus while you learn, and it's got premium classes launching each week, so there's always something new to discover. The first 1,000 people to use my link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now let's proceed with the review. The TH80 is available only in the white color, while the TH66 is available in the white or this nice smoky clear black. I think this actually looks pretty good for this board. They are gasket mounted. You can kind of see through the case of the TH66 that it is gasket mounted, but neither of them seem to be particularly flexible. The TH80 is a 75% board, 80 because it has 80 keys, and the 66 is a 65% board with 66 keys. They both have encoder knobs in the upper right corners. The one on the TH66 appears to be a little bit more red, at least to my eyes in person, and the one on the 80 is a little more orange. Maybe that's just me. Now, side by side, you can clearly see that there's a difference. The knobs are removable, so you can easily swap them out for something else if you like. The knobs have 360-degree turning with clicks in between each step, and you can also click the knob downward for various functions. The pre-built versions only come in one available keycap color scheme, which is sort of a creamy off-white with very light gray and yellow accents. Not my usual cup of tea, but I think they both look pretty nice. And the left shift key is like a robot arm for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but that's what it is. None of the keycaps have sub-legends for secondary layers, but there are secondary layers you can perform by holding the function key and pressing the corresponding key. They each have manuals with instructions as to what the secondary layer functions do, as well as how to turn on Bluetooth and whatnot. The keycaps are dye-sublimated PBT, and they look pretty clean. The legends are pretty big, and I really like how they look for keycaps in this style. And it might not be for everybody, but I do like that the arrow keys have lighter colored legends for some reason. That just kind of looks nice with the light blue. There's some thick boys too, which kind of adds to the thockiness of this board. Their MDA profile, which is kind of a weird sculpt, it almost looks like a combination between Cherry profile and like SA or something, but they are a lot shorter than SA profile. Pretty comfy to type on, not my favorite keycap profile, but also definitely not the worst. I think they're pretty interesting and worth checking out. The case profile on both keyboards is pretty nice. It kind of has sort of that tofu kind of look, except not really, but it just makes me think of the tofu, this kind of uniform, slanted, blocky profile. I really like how that looks. Aside from the obvious form factor difference, the boards are actually very similar. I mean, they're essentially two boards in the same series, just at different sizes if you prefer to have the F-row. Both have RGB, both have the same case material, both come with the same keycaps, they both have Gateron Pro switches if you purchase the pre-built versions, same USB port placement, same rubber feet and two-step pop-out legs in the back, same placement of the power toggle, with one advantage that I like being that the TH80 actually has a little spot for the USB dongle for the wireless mode on the back. The TH66 does not have that, and it's just kind of loose in the box. For the TH80, they sent me the Gateron Pro black switches, which I really like, and for the TH66, they sent me the blue switches. Yeah. Like I always say, kids, if the switches are clicky, the board will sound icky. It's all preference, I just don't like clicky switches, but I'm grateful to have this here for review. And the great thing about these boards is that they are both hot swap with 3 and 5 pin switches. The included switches are 3 pin, but if you want to change to a 5 pin switch, you can totally just do that without having to clip any switch legs. Because it's hard to compare clicky switches with linear switches, I did take a few of these same black Gateron Pro switches out of the 80 and put them into the 66. The stabilizers appear to be heavily pre-lubed, although I don't know how good it's actually doing because this is the spacebar, and as you could hear, the spacebar was the rattliest of the bunch. The plate on both boards is the same, but I really can't tell if that's aluminum. It just seems like the same kind of typical plates you would get with a pre-built board at a budget. I have no desire to take the boards apart to really get in there. They are hefty and they sound really good, and according to Epomaker's website, they do have some dampening material inside the case, and it's very evident just from typing on the board that it sounds really nice. There's also some dampening material under the spacebar, which I've seen before on a couple other boards. I don't know how much it actually contributes, but it seems to be okay. And the greatest thing, the greatest accomplishment here, if you haven't noticed, is that the LEDs are south facing. This means you won't have to worry about any interference with cherry profile keycaps. That's actually huge. Most of these pre-built boards don't do that. And yeah, there's just not a whole lot I can say here other than that I really think these boards are cool. I think it's going to be hard to go wrong with either one. It sounds really good out of the box, and you get more of a thocky sound if that's what you're going for. You should be able to just buy these boards and use them stock and be perfectly happy. And so there you go, there it is, there they are, the TH80 and the TH66. There's a lot of punch packed into these things, and I think they're definitely worth the price. Very exciting boards. I would love to take a look at the QMK and VIA compatible version of the TH66 one day, just to kind of see how it sounds and how it feels, how it differs from the regular version with the brass plate and everything. So Epomaker, if you're watching, you got my address. Just saying, just put it out there. But in the meantime, if you want to check out any of these boards, I will have links in the description. They are affiliate links, so if you purchase from them, they will help with the channel and just bouncing some money back toward Portly so that I can invest further into the channel to bring you guys more content for your viewing pleasure. And if you want to help support the channel for free, or just make like a little bit of money, I have a bunch of links in the description to my social media, my Ko-fi account where you can throw a couple bucks my way if you want to. That's not anything that I like to ask for. I'm not saying go do it. I'm just letting you know it's there for anybody who's interested. Always expand that description box. I've got stuff linked there, such as my social media, like I just said a second ago. Anyway, you can follow me there if you're not already. You can get updates on the channel. I'm also posting like TikToks and Instagram Reels and whatnot. I'll post those as shorts here once in a while too. The most important things you can do that are completely free are to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe, as well as tell your friends about the video, about the channel. Check out some of my stuff. I've got tons of different videos on the channel. You can look at some of my old videos where I talk about video games, and it's very cringy, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm still going to do some more stuff like that here and there. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching this video, and I've got some more videos linked here if you'd like to check those out.